Hey, Friday 13 fam. Imagine this. Every night at exactly 3 a.m. Your TV. EA. Imagine this. Every night at exactly 3 a.m. Your TV turns on by itself, blaring static into the silence of your apartment. You live alone. No one else has access. So, who or what is watching? My name's Alex, and what I'm about to tell you isn't just a story. It's my life, and it's real. You're watching Friday 13, where we only tell true stories, no matter how terrifying. If you're here, you're ready to step into the shadows with me. So, lock your door, dim the lights, and let's dive into a nightmare that'll make you question every late-night flicker of your own TV. Because what happened to me, it could happen to anyone. It all started with a flicker. Something so small, you'd brush it off. But what if that flicker was the first sign of something watching you? That's where my story begins. And trust me, you'll want to hear this. Because if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. I'm a 28-year-old software engineer, and I've always been a night owl. That night, I was up late, winding down after a long day. The apartment was quiet, too quiet maybe. I'd been living here for 6 months, and it was the kind of place you'd call modern cozy. Nothing creepy, nothing old. Just a regular apartment on the edge of town. But at exactly 3 a.m., everything changed. I heard it before I saw it. A faint click, then the hum of the TV powering on. I sat up, confused. The screen was filled with static, that fuzzy white noise that makes your skin crawl. I grabbed the remote, turned it off, and went back to bed, thinking it was just a glitch. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. The next night, it happened again. 3 a.m. dot. The TV blared to life, static hissing through the speakers. I jumped out of bed, heart racing. This time, I unplugged it. Problem solved, right? Wrong. The following night, I woke up to the same sound, static, loud, and relentless. But the TV was still unplugged. I stared at it, my mind scrambling for an explanation. How could it turn on with no power? That's when the fear set in. What if this wasn't a glitch? What if something, or someone, was trying to get my attention? I tried everything. Checked the settings, replaced the remote batteries, even covered the IR sensor. Nothing worked. Every night, like clockwork, the TV turned on at 3 a.m. I started sleeping with the lights on, but it didn't help. One night, I decided to stay up and watch. At exactly 3 a.m., the TV clicked on, static filling the screen. But this time, I saw something in the noise. A shadow, faint but unmistakable, moving across the screen. It was shaped like a person, and it seemed to be looking right at me. Oh, I blinked, and it was gone. But the damage was done. I wasn't alone anymore. I confided in my sister, Emily. She's the rational one, always quick with a logical explanation. Maybe it's a neighbor's remote, she said, or a power surge. But I knew it was more than that. I could feel it. A presence, cold and heavy, like eyes boring into my back. I started researching, diving into forums and old threads. That's when I found it. A post from someone who lived in my building years ago. Sure, they'd experienced the same thing. TV turning on at 3 a.m., static, whispers. They called it the witching hour, a time when the veil between worlds is thinnest. But what chilled me to the bone was their last entry. It's not just watching. It's waiting. Waiting for what, though? I'd find out soon enough. The TV was just the beginning. I started seeing things. Shadows in the corner of my eye, reflections that didn't move when I did. I'd walk past the mirror and catch a glimpse of something behind me. But when I turned, nothing was there. Sleep became impossible. I'd lie awake, dreading 3 a.m., knowing it was coming. One night, I decided to confront it. I set up my phone to record the TV. At 3 a.m., it happened. The static, the hum. But when I played back the footage, I heard something that made my blood run cold. A whisper, faint but clear, saying, "Help me." It wasn't coming from the TV. It was coming from behind me. So, if it wasn't the TV talking, what was in my apartment with me? I couldn't take it anymore. I had to know what was happening. I talked to Mr. Jenkins, the elderly neighbor who'd lived here for decades. He went pale when I mentioned the TV. "You're not the first," he said. "There was a tenant before you, young guy, like you. He disappeared one night, left everything behind, even his wallet. They never found him." My stomach dropped. "What happened to him?" I asked. Mr. Jenkins shook his head. "Some say he's still here, trapped somewhere, watching." That night, I packed a bag. I was done. But on my last night, the TV turned on again. Only this time, it wasn't static. It was a live feed of my apartment. And standing in the corner, watching me, was a figure with my face. I turned around, but the room was empty. When I looked back at the screen, the figure waved. I ran, bolted out of the apartment, down the stairs, and into the street. I never went back. But here's the thing. As I drove away, my car radio turned on by itself, static, hissing through the speakers. And then, that whisper again. "Help me." Was it following me? Or had it been with me all along? That's my story, or as much as I can tell without losing what's left of my sanity. If you've ever felt that chill down your spine, that moment where the ordinary turns terrifying, you're not alone. And if you've experienced something unexplainable, like your TV flickering to life in the dead of night, share it in the comments below. Maybe we can piece together what's lurking in the shadows. Subscribe to Friday 13 for more true horror stories that'll keep you awake long after the screen goes dark. Because next time your TV turns on at 3 a.m., who's really watching? Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the shadows.